You are a prisoner, and the bars of your cell are made of the opinions of people who don't even know who they are. You spend your waking hours performing, explaining, and adjusting your soul to fit into a mold that was designed by the Matrix to keep you small. You believe that being liked is a form of safety. But in this 60th chapter of our journey, we expose the approval trap. In the hypermonitored landscape of 2026, the need for validation is the leash the system uses to pull you back whenever you try to run. Christopher is here to tell you that true power is not found in being respected, feared, or loved. True power is found in indifference. It is the moment you realize that whether the world applauds you or stones you, your internal compass does not deviate by a single degree. We are shifting from being a reactionary servant to a sovereign master. When you stop needing anything from the world, not its praise, not its attention, and not its permission, you become a force of nature that cannot be contained. The Matrix cannot control a man who wants nothing from it. It can tempt you with fame, it can threaten you with isolation, and it can distract you with noise. But if you stand in the center of that storm and say, "It doesn't matter," the Matrix loses its power. In Chapter 60, we initiate the Void Protocol. We are moving beyond the surface-level advice of not caring and entering the cold, surgical realm of psychological autonomy. We are teaching your nervous system that your value is a fixed constant, not a fluctuating currency traded on the social market. When you stop caring about the outcome, you finally gain the clarity to master the process. By the end of this transmission, you will understand that the ultimate freedom is not the ability to do what you want, but the ability to feel absolutely nothing when the world demands your reaction. The strings of the puppet master are not being cut today, they are dissolving in the heat of your indifference. In the year 2026, attention is the most harvested crop on the planet. Every algorithm, every notification, and every social expectation is designed to make you leak your vital energy into things that do not serve your expansion. You care about what a stranger thinks of your clothes, you care about why a former friend stopped calling, you care about the political theater of a world that is designed to stay in chaos. Christopher is here to remind you that your care is a limited resource. Every time you give a damn about something trivial, you are stealing from your own empire. We are initiating the Energy Audit. We are auditing every person, every thought, and every digital ping that demands a reaction from you. Sovereign indifference is the ultimate filtration system. It is the ability to look at a storm of nonsense and say, "This does not belong in my frequency." Think of your focus as a high-voltage laser. When you point it at 100 different distractions, the light scatters and loses its heat. But when you withdraw your care from everything that is not your mission, your focus becomes a blade that can cut through steel. This is why the most powerful people are often perceived as cold or detached. They aren't cold, they are simply strategically indifferent. They have realized that the Matrix will try to bankrupt your spirit through 1,000 tiny emotional transactions. By refusing to pay, you become the wealthiest man in the room, not in dollars, but in presence. You are no longer a target for manipulation because you have no surface area for them to grab onto. Your indifference is your armor. It is the realization that the world's noise is just a suggestion, and you have chosen not to listen. Modern society is a hall of mirrors, and you have been taught to look into those mirrors to find your identity. You check the likes, the comments, and the subtle nods of approval to see if you are still good enough. But Christopher knows the mirror glitch. He knows that the reflection you see in the eyes of the masses is always distorted. If they love you, it is often for the wrong reasons. If they hate you, it is usually because you remind them of their own cowardice. Why would you ever trust a distorted mirror to tell you who you are? Sovereign indifference is the act of smashing the mirrors. It is the moment you stop looking outward for confirmation and start looking inward for foundational truth. You are not who they say you are. You are who you decide to be in the silence of your own room when no one is watching. When you stop caring about how you are perceived, a strange thing happens: you become magnetic. The Matrix paradoxically rewards those who do not seek its rewards. By being willing to be the villain in someone else's story, you finally gain the freedom to be the hero in your own. Most people are terrified of being misunderstood. But the sovereign king thrives on it. Being misunderstood is a sign that you are operating on a frequency that the common mind cannot decode. In chapter 60, we embrace the mystery of the self. We are moving away from the performance and toward the essence. Your indifference to their judgment is not a shield of ego, it is a declaration of biological autonomy. You are no longer a piece on their board. You have walked away from the game entirely, and in doing so, you have already won. The Matrix wants you to be somebody. It wants you to have a brand, a label, and a predictable social standing. Why? Because a somebody is easy to track, easy to threaten, and easy to control. But a nobody, someone who has no ego attached to their social status, is invisible to the system's primary weapons. This is the stealth mode of sovereignty. When you don't care if people think you are successful, when you don't care if they think you are intelligent, and when you don't care if they even remember your name, you become unstoppable. You are no longer tied to the weights of expectation. You can move, pivot, and strike with the speed of a shadow. In 2026, the obsession with personal branding is just another cage. We are choosing the infinite freedom of the void. Being nobody means you have nothing to lose. And a man with nothing to lose is the most dangerous entity in any room. You can speak the truth because you don't fear the consequences. You can take risks because you don't fear the failure. You can walk away from toxic deals and toxic people because you don't fear the isolation. This is the indifference of the void. It is not a hollow emptiness, it is a dense, powerful stillness. It is the state of being so full of yourself that there is no room for anyone else's energy to enter. By needing nothing, you become the person who can handle everything. You are no longer a consumer of validation, you are a generator of internal light. This is the core of the Christopher wisdom: the less you need the world to notice you, the more the world will eventually be unable to look away. As we close this 60th transmission, I want you to feel the weight of your new freedom. The chains of caring have been heavy, and they have left scars on your spirit. But those scars are now proof of your endurance. You have walked through the fire of social pressure and emerged as asbestos. You are fireproof. You are immune to the noise. From this moment forward, your indifference is your most sacred vow. You will not explain your silence. You will not justify your path. You will not apologize for your focus. You are a sovereign king, and your kingdom is the vast, quiet space between your thoughts. The world will try to pull you back. It will whisper, it will scream, and it will cry. But you will simply stand there, looking toward the horizon, feeling absolutely nothing but the steady rhythm of your own heart. The transmission of the 60th is complete. The void protocol is active in your veins. You are no longer a puppet, and you are no longer a player in their petty games. You are the observer, the architect, and the silent king. Carry this sovereign indifference into the streets of 2026. Be the man who cannot be bought, because he wants nothing. Be the man who cannot be broken, because he values nothing outside of his own integrity. This is Christopher, ending the broadcast for the sovereign hearts. Stay unshakable. Stay deep. Stay indifferent. The world belongs to the ones who don't need it. We will speak again, in the silence of your absolute freedom. Farewell for now.